Told you, Robin Hood, the best woke comedy of 2023.
Hello, this is your television speaking. Let's push the button marked idiot and see what comes out.
He can't even walk down the street anymore without getting a little beating.
Shit, if I go back and whoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. A Friday, should have been a Thursday, but the old Jolly Roger out there seemed to have had trouble with his sinking ship, but now we're afloat again, and we are about to watch the second installment for Robyn in the Hood. I am so excited for this, especially after all the butt hurt we've had this week from Director Sex. So let's get on without further ado.
Previously on Robyn Hood.
I don't care if somebody decides to loot a Gucci or a Macy's or a Nike, because that makes sure that that person eats. That makes sure that that person has clothes.
Black Lives Matter Chicago rallied in support of people who looted and are locked up at the police station at 18th and State.
That is reparations.
Come on, baby. It's Canada. As you've never seen it before. More erect buildings again. I just got to point out, we've just heard the theme tune in Previously on Robyn of Locksley, and now we're hearing it again as the ringtone. Will you just... Oh my god, this is the worst Spotify promotion I've ever witnessed. Oh, I get it. It's a meta reference. It's a music video with inside a music video, outside of a music video, watched by Alan, who was actually a last-minute substitute for the white actor who was originally going to be called Alan. R.I.P. the actor who was going to be the Caucasian Alan.
Yo, how many times do I have to tell you when parties end?
This is the chick who's going to be a lesbian, by the way. I guarantee it. She is obviously aching for some female action, some scissoring one-on-one, folks. And she wants Alan to deliver her goods.
People love seeing jerks like Prince get what's coming.
You know, in Spike Lee films, you never had this issue with audio levels. They're speaking so slowly and a bit... you know what I mean? It's like... You're leaning in, you're going, can you speak up, please? I'm not deaf, but you seem to be treating me like that because Director X, if you've seen some of his videos, the guy kind of talks a bit like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, baby. No, when you speak to somebody face to face, in real life, you talk at your normal accepted decibel level. You know what I mean? Oh, is this Robyn and Little John? Did they do it because they still have their undergarments on? Or were they just plain tired? Who knows?
Make a music video out of it.
Wait, make a music video out of the sex scene? Well, I mean, there is that sex video of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce floating around, isn't there? The alleged videotape, I may add. So after a night of nocturnal pleasure, our two antagonists are now conspiring to take down the bad white man they call John Prince. The same man who wants to rejuvenate the hood. But now it's like, how do we take him down? Because he kicked our asses and we need to still get those gold coins.
But how's he supposed to catch us without his car?
He's a millionaire. He can just buy another car. That's the simple answer to that question. Little John of average girth. I'm curious, actually. So this is meant to be Alan's apartment, right? And Alan's a music producer, and given that this is a Canadian apartment, it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty expensive. So he's the only one who doesn't seem to be going around instigating crimes against the rich white folk. Yes, he's part of this particular heist, this failed heist, but looking at this room, it looks pretty okay. It looks like an affordable, maybe above budget apartment.
We're near maximum range here.
Specs say you have 5 clicks.
Said Canadian Rick Moranis, although Rick Moranis is Canadian, I believe.
Wi-Fi, weather.
Stop.
It is Rick Moranis, isn't it? Come on, Ginger. Don't start rolling your eyes like a black woman now.
Mr. Prince. We found your car.
So these BLM activists stole Mr. Prince's car in last week's episode, and they never thought he might actually have a tracker on that very expensive white Rolls Royce.
We be robbing. You think it's a game, but really it's not. Show it.
You know what's a better Robyn song? Michael Jackson. He lives on the treetops all day long. Rockin' Robyn. Do, do, do.
Force becoming it hot.
Oh, the half-paralyzed mother. Shot by an Indian man, by the way.
People are out.
I told you.
You need food.
Baby, you need food because you keep breaking wind on my bed. I love you, mommy. I'll say again, this lady right here is a pretty decent actress. I mean, she could probably teach her new colleagues a thing or two about how to act.
We installed 15 cameras around Sherwood and Forest last year. One lasted almost 12 hours before it was smashed to bits.
Gee, this sounds like you, Les, in the UK. It's a pretty bad coincidence, but yeah, 15 cameras installed in the Sherwood neighborhood, and one got taken down right away. I mean, come on, man. You're being funded by Prince, John Prince, the man who can give you unlimited resources for technology, and quite clearly he's provided that, but either he doesn't know how to run a surveillance system, or I guess this show is on a very limited budget.
Kids were trespassing in a construction site.
A bit like Johnny Somali, and then he got his ass taken to a jail in Japan. Johnny Somali, they need to send that guy to Iran. I'd love to see how he survives out there in a very family-friendly environment.
Those forensic guys aren't going to be going through my bedroom, are they?
Because, you know, I've got a lot of stains, Dad, on the bed sheets, and I probably have some porno mags stashed in my, you know what it's like, or maybe some more incriminating advice. Yeah, Mr. Maltasani from The Sopranos, he's doing a very sort of a half-decent impression of him.
Traffic through those bed sheets, you know what I mean?
I did not know he was going to say that. Holy shit. Wow. Holy fuck. Directed by Director X. That is the worst use of English I can remember. Let that sink in for a minute, boys and girls.
This are for your mom?
Oh, hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Is he from the taco neighborhood?
Yeah. Well, I remember you had...
Yes, he's Hispanic. I know, I'm making assumptions about his nationality, but I'm guessing by the way he's speaking and the way he looks, best educated guess, he's Hispanic.
Yeah, okay. A little.
Yeah, just first base action. No second or third base, because then we're going to have that talk.
Bye.
Oh, bye, lovers. Bye.
Robyn, we earned that.
We teefed it to help my mom, not to mess around.
Again, they're speaking the patois now. We teefed it. And before she wasn't saying that in the previous episode. What's going on, man? We teefed it, you know. We teefed it right here.
Are you gay? Yeah. Are you bent, I said, and he's all no way, and I'm like, are you a batty man or something? He does sound well bent.
You're doing a noble cause by taking the John Prince's car, selling it for scrap, getting the money, and getting your mum off bail, but then you could have saved some stuff for yourself or further resourcing or food and basic amenities. It's something I might have contemplated if I were in their shoes, when thankfully I'm not, because I'm not a BLM activist.
Score? Are y'all crazy?
Not safe
yes.
to spend all that money right now anyway.
Hey, look, I like bouncy castles as much as the next guy, but seriously, the money that you've made from the selling of John Prince's car, you might want to do some better things than thinking about a block party, who then again were a really good group in the mid-noughties. Uh-oh, here we go.
Robyn,
The clumsy
tried buzzing up. No one was.
Love interaction. Oh, and look at this. Look at this. I mean, you know, Robyn's got her long, I'm assuming real hair.
Had a hell of a time getting.
And look at that. You got a dude disguised as a woman who might be a dude, maybe playing another dude and a woman. Do you know what I'm getting? You know, just why don't we just have attractive women anymore with normal hair? What's all this short hair shit? Honestly, I don't get it. I mean, Halle Berry pulled that off very well because Halle Berry has a bit of class and she didn't always wear her hair that short. But yeah, I can see that it's the clumsy, oh, Robyn, I want to make out with you because you're so hot and I'm bisexual like you too. I'm a lighter complexion than you are, but listen, let's get past that and let's scissor the hell out of each other. Would I watch that moment if they showed it in this episode? Probably not, but just thinking about it turned me on. Gotta say, Kira Guloin, she's looking a bit more attractive in this episode, gotta say.
Associates and family.
Love me a red-headed white female. Hey, am I imagining things, or do they look like each other? That is so bad. They look, I mean, honestly, if you swapped hairstyles, you couldn't tell the difference except from the height differential. Told you, Robin Hood, the best woke comedy of 2023. Yeah, it sounds like she's using him a little bit here. He's being the nice guy, but he's being used and probably doesn't know it. But there, look, we've got, what, 6 more episodes to go, so who knows what might happen by the end of episode 8. They might end up eloping, or something tragic befalls one of them. I have no idea. This is the 2nd episode. How can I possibly know anything? You're being watched.
Hands up,
Wow, that's her superhero outfit, ladies and gentlemen. A green hoodie. Oh, the levels of originality this show goes to. Yes, Oliver Queen wore the same thing in Arrow, but at least it was a proper disguise compared to his daytime business activities running Queen's Industries, whatever it was called. It's been a long time since I've seen that show.
6-0.
And I like Stephen Amell.
Not a game. I ain't playing.
So that's how police officers ruffle up wannabe suspects. It ain't a game, baby. You better not be lying to me. I'm gonna ruffle your feathers. Well, at least she doesn't run like Haley Steinfeld from Hawkeye. But it's all like, slow, methodical running. There's no energy in this show when it comes to the physicality. Again, the guy who plays John Prince and Kira Guloin, at least they actually have some emotional output, but the other actors are like, and where's the white police officer from last week who got his ass kicked to the floor by 50-pound Kira? Well, where is he? I want to see him again. I still want to buy him that cup of tea.
She'll never finger him. What? Yo, time and place, Alan.
She'll never finger them. So Director X went on his rant this week, didn't he? Where he was talking about the fact that, you angry nerds in your caves, do you get out and do you date women? But according to Director X, it's okay to put a joke about fingering other suspects in a BLM activist show that is so funny that if it was actually just a comedy, that joke would actually land.
Maybe we should call the news. If people knew what they were...
The media works for them.
It's all about corporate media, ladies and gentlemen, the bad guys. Which technically is true, they are the bad guys. Which is why YouTube rules.
Guys, this is my fault.
Let's look at the disgusting white actress and really just hate them. I bet that's the direction that Director X gave to his BLM activists on the side. You know, the little notes they pass around. When you're acting against your white counterparts who are far better than you, just look at them like you want to murder them. Now you see she's got a Brooklyn poster in the background. If you wanted to keep it meta and maybe have Spike Lee's Crooklyn, that might have made a bit more sense. But I guess Director X doesn't have any respect for Spike Lee and what he did for the movement back then. Just saying.
Here I am.
That fucking theme tune. Hello! I got a white man. He's about to present me with flowers and assassinate me again.
They'll change your life, those tiny little smiles.
See, he's talking about the next generation coming up in Canada. I like, you see this guy, he's thinking for the best. He actually does remind me of Lionel Luthor from Smallville. He's got that vibe about him. I mean, John Glover, who plays Lionel, he's getting the COVID jabs and he's kind of a bit cringe now, but if they brought back Smallville, which they should never do, by the way, he'd make the perfect Lionel Luthor. Mr. Luthor. There is a joke to be had there, but I'm not going to say it.
Touch me, and neither will you.
Says the half-crippled woman. Yeah.
It was a wake-up call.
As opposed to a woke-up call. So Tressay of Loxley is apparently quite a key figure in the neighborhood of Sherwood. But when we saw the first episode, there wasn't any inclination she was influential. So that's very bad storytelling. We have no establishment for the character. It could have been, I might have been looking at an special edition of Playboy magazine and maybe that plot line just whizzed past me. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure I didn't see any introduction to her character being this influential figure in the neighborhood, in the hood.
You're turning me down.
He's actually got Ethan Hawke vibes about him, hasn't he? This actor is really, really good. I'm getting a bit of a man crush on this dude, but I got to say, 23 minutes and 10 seconds into this episode, what has happened so far? Nothing of any great consequence or value. When the Caucasian actors appear on the screen, I'm like, I'm very engaged. When the other BLM activists are there, I'm like, you know what? It's 4 minutes past 5 in the evening on Friday, the 6th of October. The big news of the day that Holly Willoughby, TV presenter, was almost a part of a kidnapping plot. That's more engaging to hear about rather than this, but I do for you people because I love you all so much.
My name, my legacy.
So move in. We take all kinds.
Oh no, this is 1960s England all over again, when my parents came here and they occasionally found the sign on the door saying no colored allowed. This is kind of an updated version of that. And by the way, my parents didn't suffer racism as other people did, unfortunately, in that generation. But holy shit, we take everybody in, even the toxic white man who pretends he owns our neighborhood when he says he does but doesn't. I'm kind of curious how they're going to wrap this legality side of things up. With the building of some antagonism now between these two, which is interesting. But oh my god, we welcome everyone, all kinds.
Yeah. Well, this cop shot my mom the other night.
Yeah, it's an Indian cop who shot your mum. But if it was a white police officer, it'd be like, well, that honky police officer shot my mum and now she's in the hospital half paralyzed from the waist down. What's good for the goose, right?
We checked with your app.
I see where this is going. Aha, of course. Her mum, Jesse Romeo's mom, is the matriarch of the Canadian Sherwood neighborhood. And who is the big bad patriarch? That's right, it's Prince John Prince. Oh god, why didn't I see this coming already?
Her website's down.
Are you kidding me?
That's right, because Friar Tuck, you know, the man who can manipulate technology with his Snake Plissken nanobites, has somehow made that website crash. I bet you it's him. Oh no, you're kidding. Alcyon Securities. There's obviously a joke in here, but yeah.
I got a call for 7th floor maintenance.
Not showing any issues on 7.
I guess I gotta break something just to justify the work order.
Now come on. Are you telling me as a receptionist who's seen people come and go from the foyer that you think these three look like experienced maintenance workers? I am just pointing out the obvious. I know it's entertainment. I know you're meant to just... it's a suspension of disbelief, right? But honestly, 2023 is the year where nothing is ever believable anymore. Nothing at all. Holy this should have been a comedy. Should have been a half-an-hour comedy. Robyn in the Hood. I think... Oh, these actors have no shame, do they? They're just there for the paycheck. And good for them, actually, in that respect. If you know the material's god-awful and you pretend to be bum chums with Director X, well...
I'll check with management.
Go on, Yolanda. Do your thing. Yolanda. Oh, no. Has she culturally appropriated that black name? I mean, they could have pointed that out to her, actually. I mean, I'm doing it right now. Yolanda.
Guy who put into it.
Who looks a bit like Sally Hawkins. Great British actress. You know what? I think I might watch Survivor instead. That looks a lot more interesting. Hosted by a white dude.
Thank you. I see strong, yeah. Don't let him grind you down.
I get it. He's trying to be like Templeton Face Peck from the A-Team, except he's not as charming as Mr. Dirk Benedict. I see where they're going with this.
You like it? The Hood?
The Hood. She said it, the Hood. I keep forgetting that this band of BLM activists are actually into hip hop and they produce records. And I guess the record is a calling sign to repatriate the neighborhood. I keep forgetting that. You're so lost in the void of this series so far. Series, actually, because yes, mainly the women are kind of enveloping a lot of the scenes, but then, of course, you got to make way for the Grand Master himself. I want to say Grand Master. I do not mean the KKK. I mean Mr. John Prince himself. I keep walking into these faux pas. I don't mean to do it, but it just happens.
Wow, that's too simple.
In the 5th season, there's a heartbreaking story with a love potion and a demonic band.
Okay, so they've broken onto the premises and she's talking to Barry White Jr. about God knows what, some serialized TV show. Okay.
I'd run like hell before this place swallows you whole.
You know, the only person delivering some real emotion is Kira Guloin, and I felt this scene should have had a lot more angst and tension to it, but it feels like it's been hastily written, or someone who doesn't have a writing degree doesn't know how to create tension between two characters. You had a lot of potential for things to happen here, and it's like watching paint dry. And Mr. Beast apparently made a video where he literally watched paint dry, which got millions of views. But this is hardly even scratching the surface. But it is scratching my balls.
This is taking too long.
That's what I said about this entire episode. 31 minutes and 6 seconds in, it is taking too long to get to the actual point.
We're just friends. What, she said something?
Oh, here we go again. The guy's dealing with a woman who likes both men and women. It's like, hey man, did she say something? Did she, man? Because I want to know, man. Because I'm from the streets. I'm back in the hood.
Yo, shut up. The room's secure.
Okay, horrendous dialogue, but at least he actually made me giggle there. It's like, I know this script is bad. I know this show is terrible, but you know what? I'll do my best Roger Moore eyebrow acting and get paid a nice paycheck. I wonder, actually, I'm curious. I wonder which band of actors got more than the other. Is it in line with Canadian salaries for acting? I do wonder.
You're a good listener. Perhaps you and I could spend some time.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Yep, that's okay.
That is the look of fury. That is the matriarchy wanting to take down the patriarchy right there and then. I've actually met chicks like her. You say something casually. Oh, they're complimenting you in that you're a good listener. He doesn't want to go to bed with you, love. He just said you're a good listener. Yolanda's seemed a bit promising, but now she's another one to add to the insufferability lists. Ugh. What they call a plot convenience, folks, because as soon as the characters leave, our heroes manage to make their escape without being seen. Who farted, man? Because that was terrible. Ugh, who ate tacos again?
So I'm gonna make you a deal. The first person to identify any member of the hood will be granted.
Oh, hang on a second. Let's check out Mamacita right there.
To identify any member.
Oh, why did we get more of this young lady on camera? Why have we just relegated her to a lineup as Miss Kira Gilloin walks by and berates them? Terrible. What a waste.
Go!
Sheriff Nottingham, you know you can't point a gun at an unarmed suspect, right? Just kind of pointing at the obvious there. Police 101. I would suggest, if you're wearing a superhero costume, not to have your mask covering your face because you're having trouble breathing. You might be asthmatic. Who thought of it? Well, come on, man.
The suspect's running north. Drone's in pursuit.
He's behind you. Oh my God. Oh, it's that theme tune again.
Was a terrible idea.
Welcome to
You're telling me? And the show got greenlit for one season?
Damn!
He said damn. He didn't say booyah! And as we saw from the trailer, we're going to see a sabotage to drones, aren't we? This is going to happen. Attack white police officer and her diverse crew of diversity. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it is a matter of convenience for the plot to move along. Oh no. I mean, you react like this if there's a fucking hornet about to sting you to death. But this is a mechanical device. It's not going to bite you, love. This is not Skynet technology gone wrong. Oh my God.
Did you have to smash those buzzers, Doug? Could have used hardware like that.
So they want to salvage drone technology that they could probably sell the parts of. But then again, if you're selling it from the opposing side who might have tracers or signaling devices on those drones, and if they're trying to what, pass themselves off as like I don't know, the BLM version of Stark Industries, Iron Man. I kind of get shades of that when I'm watching this and hearing what's being spewed forth from their mouths. Yes, they are activists masquerading as hip-hop artists who are robbing or reclaiming the neighborhood from the bad white man and white woman. Oh, wow, this is what drama has come to. It's a dramedy. It's a comedy. It's a comedy of many eras, and I love it. It's a woke comedy that is of epic wokeness that, yeah, you should put this forward for the best comedy of the year award to MTV. Does MTV still do awards? I don't think they do now, do they? What a shame. Oh, look at that. That is the most awkward exchange of sexual tension I've ever seen. Like, Director X has no experience of the real world. He claims to, but come on, if you see people interacting with each other, at least make it a bit more organic and natural. This is just like, oh, yeah, we've got to throw in some ESG scores. We've got to check the same-sex diversity out, you know, just to make sure that it all helps the ratings.
Run this hood,
Run this hood. There you go. With the assistance of Canada. For their sins, they've decided to fund this show. What an absolutely terrible episode, ladies and gentlemen. Should you be surprised? Absolutely not. Am I surprised? What was I expecting? Shakespeare? And by the way, they found old Willie Shakespeare's stage this week, didn't they? They uncovered it, and apparently they knew where he walked and spoke forth his famous soliloquies and monologues, something of which you don't get in this show at all. The only person who gives it his real wellies, the guy that plays John Prince, and apart from that, Kira Guloin, I'm going to keep calling her that because I'm not sure how you pronounce her bloody surname. But honestly, what did I take away from this episode? Not a hell of a lot, except it's got plot conveniences, it's very lazy, it's not methodical, it's actors who haven't been to drama school in the case of the young cast, because apparently you don't have to do vocal training before you step in front of the cameras. When I trained as an actor back in 1988 to 89 at Southwark College, that was one of the core fundamental things they taught you about. You stand upright, you pass your you take a deep breath at your diaphragm just underneath your rib cage, and you start to train your vocals, because vocal training is a very important part of being an actor or an actress. And quite clearly here, I guess with ESG nonsense and diversity check marks, you can just walk on in and do your thing in front of the camera. And honestly, Robin Hood episode 2, it was called The Beast. And who was the beast exactly? Was it the Sheriff of Nottingham, or was it the drones, or was it Friar Tuck? Because if he keeps eating more fried chicken, he will become a beast by the end of this season. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed my reaction today to Robin in the Hood, Episode 2, Season 1. Make sure you leave a like below. Make sure you check out my podcast, The Cringepocalypse, Episode 34, Double D, because that was a fun time making that particular video. And if you were me, and if I were you, you better come back for the next video.
Anything they want to take it, because these businesses have insurance.
But on Twitter, Reverend Jesse Jackson called the looting humiliating, embarrassing, and morally wrong.
Jesse Jackson has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. Jesse Jackson was not there for the creation of Black Lives Matter. Jesse Jackson can keep his opinions to himself.